how important was a day like this? New coaches, getting everybody acclimated, kind of getting the vibe started?
Yeah, I think we had preparation prior to the day, and I thought the day went very smoothly, and the guys were very responsive and reacted very well. Just as you can imagine, we have a good group of guys. They're pros, and they pay attention to detail, and it was a good day.
Can you explain the decision to move on from Jeff and promote Phil Lawley?
Yeah, obviously we want to get better defensively, and I've got a great deal of respect for Jeff, as you guys know. I mean, I've got a very strong personal relationship with him. I think he's an outstanding coach, and thought we needed to get better and make some changes, and we still believe that Jeff is a highly valued member of our organization, and staff want him on the staff, and he's been offered that, and I know he wants to take a little bit of time to figure things out, but we believe he can help us in a lot of different ways, and but want to promote Philip, and Philip will do an outstanding job with the defense.
What do you expect that Philip will bring that Jeff didn't?
Well, I don't want to get into direct comparisons between two coaches. I mean, we're going to be a defense going to be sound. We're going to be able to line up and play hard-nosed football and run the ball and tackle and align properly.
How do you see your relationship with June in terms of the offense? I know how much time you take with the offense in preparation with the quarterbacks and the receivers. How do you see you two collaborating together?
Well, we'll collaborate just like we do with the rest of the staff members. Right? Everybody has a role, and we're still fleshing that out. But June's here to oversee the offense and to tweak what we currently have to improve upon it, and to also put in some of his philosophy and the things that he does and has done very, very well. And on that aspect of it, obviously that teaching has to come from him in every level, both with our receivers and with our quarterbacks. So we'll work that out, and everybody will have a role, and it'll be more defined as time goes on. But listen, you can't have enough people working to get things right and to put our players in position to be successful. And so we'll delineate that as time goes on. Right now, it's working pretty well.
In terms of the responsiveness of the players, what were you looking to see, and what did you see in terms of how they interacted with the new coaches? Because sometimes, like, when there's change in the coaching staff at this point of the season.
Yeah, listen. I mean, not everybody's going to agree with every decision. I've been around this game long enough as a player and a coach. Not everybody's going to agree with the decisions that you make. And everybody will evaluate it differently. That's not what's important. What's important that our players treat their roles responsibly, with a great level of commitment and a commensurate level of honor for the opportunity that they've been given to play, and to respect the decision and to show up to work and be great football players, both in their preparation, how they interact with their coaches or players, how they practice, and the likes, right? Easiest way of explaining it, to be real pros, and our guys will do that.
Is it a melding of the systems? Because it's always felt that this was sort of your offensive system, that Tommy and
No, it was never my offensive system. Every staff that I've ever been with always had a tremendous amount of input, and things change from year to year, from players to players, so you have different skill sets and understanding with players, and you should always modify what you're doing to the skill of your guys, and try to fit what you're doing to what they do best. So it's always been a collaborative effort with me. Obviously, a lot of the concepts and a lot of things in the past were things that that I did develop over many years. But this isn't about me. This is about us, right? And this is about getting better. There's enough credit to go around. I could care less about that. There's no ego in this.
But will there be changes to terminology and concepts?
Yeah, there will be where it makes, but there'll be less of that though, because our players are. Listen, there's some. There's a lot of similarities in some of the concepts, right? Some of the stuff that we put in today that specifically to Jude's background, we have some familiarity with it. We do some things similarly. So where there's similarity, it makes more sense to keep terminology the same, because there's immediate recall from our players. And so where that makes sense, we'll do that. Where it doesn't make sense, where it's a brand new concept that is something that we haven't done, it's got to be learned anyway. So we might as well stick with terminology, as long as it doesn't conflict with our old terminology, might as well stick with the terminology that makes sense for June.
Is he gonna be calling the plays this week?
We haven't determined that right now. Yeah,
Okay.
we're still working that out.
Okay. What does this level of change, I mean, we're talking about a new defensive coordinator and obviously a new offensive guy. What kind of message does that send to players at this stage of the season and
The players have been told, and I think the ones that have been with us, we believe the ones that have been with us truly understand this. Decisions are made here that it's not those aren't rash decisions. And decisions are made that we believe are best for them and for the organization, for a football team, and everybody that's involved in wanting this to go well. Our players know that those decisions are made with a great deal of deliberation and what we believe is right for us collectively, not necessarily that benefits any individual or inures to their benefit individually.
Ken, what exactly is the assistant head coach? I mean, is that like a bench coach for baseball? Is that your right-hand man? I mean, I don't know, Orlando was at one point for his last year, he was the assistant head coach.
Well, obviously, I mean, June's got a great deal of experience at many different levels and a great track record. So there's probably not many situations in football that he hasn't encountered, both in game day management, understanding of players, understanding of momentum and lack of momentum and those types of things, different contexts that you're in each game. Those types of things, with his experience, I can lean upon and get counsel from. But he won't be the only one. I don't just do that with him. I do it with everybody on the staff.
you've had a relationship with Jeff, he's been with you the entire time that you're here. How difficult a decision was this and what was your messaging to him when you spoke to him?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't easy. Jeff's a very close friend and colleague. I told him that. He knows I love him, and I hope that this in any way didn't affect our personal relationship, because when we're much older in life, that relationship matters more than the games we won together or lost together. So I want Jeff here. He's been told that. He knows that. And he's certainly welcome back with open arms, if he wants to return.
What role would he have if he came back?
Well, Jeff's coached on both sides of the ball. He's a great special teams mind. I think he's coached every position in offense other than maybe the quarterback position. We've got enough of those guys right now. So, we could use them on the offensive side of the ball and special teams for sure. Those are two areas, but there's others.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll go with